Jason, congratulations on the win, man. Another one over a legend. Talk to me about how you're feeling coming out of that one, man.
It's amazing because I had so much nerves, and the only thing I think about is this guy knocking me out. So I was like, if I don't allow this man to knock me out, I'm gonna get a win. And I'm gonna show another side of me that also I'm just not just only a striker, I'm an all-around fighter. And that's what I proved tonight. I can do whatever it takes to get the job done.
And you looked very composed there in the first round. You stayed on the outside. You were able to use your grappling. How difficult is it when you fight Paul Daley not to get like sucked into that sort of brawl we saw last time?
Yeah, because I studied Paul Daley, and like I said, I look up to him. And my mission coming into this fight, it wasn't to aggravate him or antagonize him. Only time when I was planning on antagonizing him is when I'm in the cage and frustrate him to come forward so I could take him down, and that's what I did tonight.
I know this is the first time that there's been fans back, and some of them, I think every time they see Paul Daley fight, they think they're going to get that sort of fight. So was that another challenge for you, not to get like convinced by them to do something stupid?
No, I you know what? I told myself, like, don't fight for the fans. Fight for you and your well-being and your family and everyone who believes in you that you can get the job done. Because I fought in front of the fan more than I fought without the fans. Sometimes, no matter what you do, you come out here and give it 150. They're never going to be satisfied if they don't see what they want to see.
You're kind of in an interesting position now. I know the title fight's going to be going on here in a second, but with MVP kind of in the on-deck circle, I mean, where do you think you fit in? Do you feel like you and Mikey can fight? Do you want to wait and fight somebody else? Just kind of talk to me about your future, man.
Well, the only way I will fight, like I said, within 4 weeks or 6 week time, unless Scott Coker signed Logan Paul, and I'm getting a hefty payday, so why stay home on the couch? I will come and fight again. So right now, MVP, if once Douglas Lima loses tonight, maybe you're gonna see a matchup with MVP and Douglas Lima, and I will be fighting Amazons because that's the fight everybody wants to see. Yes.
Congratulations on the win, Jason. 5 in a row now. You're just getting all these legends. It just seemed like, a few years back, this is the guy that couldn't get over the hump. Now you're getting over the hump and you're leaping over the hump. Like, how does it all feel now adding Paul Daley to the resume compared to where we were like 5 years ago?
It's one of the greatest feelings of all time right now at this moment in my career. Getting a legend, a guy who have over 60 fights. And as you can tell, I've been fighting a lot of opponent with more experience than I do. Over 35, 45, 65. Just check my resume. And you look at all 5 opponents who I beat. They all had more experience than I did.
And you said you didn't want to antagonize Paul Daley, but did you kind of like lure him into a false sense of security? Because you landed that beautiful counter right hand. It seemed like he was getting in that mode, like, all right, this dude's gonna stand with me. And then as soon as he sort of moved forward, you took him down. Did you kind of lure him into that? He tries to lure his opponents in, but did you actually lure him in?
Yeah, well, I think he was surprised because he thought he was the only one who could punch and could punch hard. So when he actually felt my counter, he knows he had to be a little caution. So, I knew I had hands as well too, and a lot of people didn't know. They just kept talking about his because he have more knockout wins than I have fights in my whole career. So that was just the highlight of the fight, Paul Daley knocking me out. So I was like, well, my first art that I learned is wrestling, so that's by instinct.
All right, we'll take a couple more questions here. Chris, go ahead.
Chris Conn from the Blue Wire Hospital. Congratulations, Jason. Beautiful win. It's now, as I said, a nice little win streak here, 5 straight fights, including Paul Daley, Ian Garcia, Benson Henderson. Do you not go into fights expecting to win? Because when we started off, there was always more, I guess for you, worries of, all right, can I handle this guy? Can he beat him wrestling? You've now gotten to that point where you have. Are you now confident you can beat almost anybody in the cage, no matter what, because you're just at that level? You have the answer to the test of this.
Yes, and I proved tonight that the weight will not be a difference. It doesn't matter. Speed is power. And by me taking this fight tonight, it showed that I could beat anyone in division, and I'm not just sitting around, looking for a handout. So, yes, I'm all around fighter. And this is the new era of fighter that's gonna take over sport.
Chris?
Hi Jason, congrats on the win. I noticed after the final bell sounded, you and Paul Daley shared some words. What were they?
Oh, the word was like, man, thank God it's over. Because yes, I was going in there like, I don't want to get knocked out by this guy. I know what this guy capable of. I have to be the best Jason Jackson. So I was just telling him like, hey man, that uppercut that you hit me with, oh man, you hit me in the eye that I injured last fight. So I was like shocked to just see redness. I was like, man, I gotta get that takedown. Oh Lord. I was just so happy to get that takedown.
Jeff?
Jeff Brentley from the Man in the Cage podcast. Congrats, Jason. Your wrestling tonight was on point. Your level changes, everything. Do you think people sometimes underrate your wrestling in the cage?
Yes, they do. And when they find out that my wrestling is the one who actually set up the striking and my striking actually set up my wrestling. But, you know, this fight I was not kicking a lot because I had a big hematoma on my shin. So that's another thing too. I had to come into this fight with knowing that one of my legs is like fat. So, you know, got through with it.
Steve?
Hey Jason, Steve from MMA Lowdown. Congrats on the win. Another great one to the list. Paul Daley and the joke. Now, who are chasing that 170 pound belt? And that next fight's going to tell a lot about that. Now, if you can pick, who do you want to win based on who gets you most excited as a challenge?
Ooh, I choose to win tonight in the title fight, you saying?
Yeah, who gets you most excited in the final? Who do you want to fight most?
I have my sons.
All right, last question here, Santiago.
Hi Jason, congratulations on a great performance.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, Henry Holt couldn't be with you tonight, but you executed a great game plan. Was this exactly how you and Henry planned everything in the Sanford MMA gym?
It's not just only Henry we playing with, but everyone who knows me and train with me knows what I'm good at. Even Paul Daley knows what I'm good at. Because coming into this fight, you could tell he was looking to counter my jab with the overhand. And I kind of predicted that, you know, it don't take a genius to figure out that's the best thing to counter a jab. So I worked on that. And I work a lot with Greg Jones. I work with my boxing coach. I work with Wagner Rocha. I work with a lot of people into this camp. That's just like 5 different coaches. Corey Peacock, this was the strongest I ever felt. And I just feel amazing. I just know what works for me now and what don't.
Thanks, Jason. Congrats on the win.